Gentleman yields back. Thank you. The gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Fitzgerald, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. Thanks for bringing the committee to Arizona, and thanks to Congressman Ciscomani for hosting us. Appreciate it. I want to thank Mrs. Alexander for coming and telling her story. It's obviously heart-wrenching, and unfortunately, like Congressman Bent said, we all have stories now from our congressional districts of families that have suffered the same tragedy that you've gone through, which means, you know, even though we're here today taking testimony in Arizona, this is something that has affected everyone throughout the entire country at this point. So along with that, Congressman Biggs and I were able to make a quick trip down to the border and meet with the Border Patrol this morning. And one of the most alarming things, I think, was the confirmation that we got from them that they've had contacts now with Chinese nationals. Maybe not in the same numbers that you see in some of the other sectors, but in fact, it's really happening. And you know, any of us that have any contact with the Foreign Affairs Committee, or if you have been on some of these visits internationally, this is a threat that's way beyond what any of us could have imagined even a year ago. But I want to go back to Mr. Clem, if I could. One of the things I've worked on, and I think because this has an effect kind of, again, nationally, is in a priority, has been that we still haven't permanently designated fentanyl as a Schedule I substance, which is just amazing to me. And, you know, it's not because we haven't tried. I've authored bills to try and underscore the seriousness of this. And unfortunately, we still have an administration right now that is more worried about legalizing marijuana than making fentanyl a Schedule I. Can you talk a little bit about, do you think that would have an effect on law enforcement and how they approach the issues and the problems that we have related to fentanyl and how it's coming across the border right now?
I think anytime you take a serious approach on something that is causing such devastation like fentanyl poisoning across this country, and you prioritize it and you make it something like a Schedule I, and that's going to give a boost to the morale to law enforcement, because they know that that's going to lead to a successful prosecution and is an opportunity to at least mitigate the threat that it poses. I think they got the priorities mixed up as far as working on legalizing one while they're not criminalizing one at the highest level. I think that we need to make that a Schedule I, and we need to hold source countries and pass-through countries accountable for that, because, look, unfortunately, I hate using this as an example, but if a plane crashed every day and 300 people died, they would make a big deal about that. That's the number of people that are dying every day, according to statistics, to fentanyl poisoning. We need to prioritize that. We need to shut it down where it's coming from. We need to help the Border Patrol agents and the officers at the ports to help shut it down.
So one other thing I'd just like you to comment on, if you could, because this is really happening right now. Some of my Democrat colleagues are suggesting that the majority of fentanyl is coming through the U.S. in the ports of entry. Can you I mean, to me, it makes no sense, and I think to most people, but it's a narrative that's being driven right now in D.C.
Well, there's some truth to that statement, because I can tell you that I believe it was in 2022, at least in the state of Arizona, about 52% of the fentanyl seized was at the ports of entry, what meant the 48% was outside the port. But that's what's being seized. We don't know where the majority of it is coming through, because as we've mentioned and has been talked about already, the number of people that are coming in and getting away, we don't know who they are and what they may be bringing in. So there is some truth to the fact that a lot is being seized at the ports of entry, but it's almost hard to determine where how much is coming through where, because we don't know a lot of the unknown factors. But we do know that fentanyl is one of the things that is hitting every community in the United States. The migrants are passing through the border states, but the fentanyl is going everywhere to include border communities.
Thank you. And if I could just, Mr. Karchner, I just wanted to, because of your years serving as a deputy, sheriff's deputy, you understand and you know the communities in and around the county. And what I've been experiencing in my district are some of the municipalities have been just overwhelmed with this sudden influx of illegals into their community. I have a city, the city of Whitewater in Wisconsin, who had 200 non-English speaking students show up on the first day for school. And, you know, I've talked to the school board president there, and they're like, we're unequipped, we're ill-equipped to handle this. And then if you talk to the chief of police and to law enforcement there, you know, what becomes a fender bender in the parking lot is a much bigger issue when you've got one person that does not speak any English. And the amount of resources are being depleted at a much more rapid pace as a result of the level of immigration that's happening in our communities. Can you just comment on that? And is that something you saw in the communities that you work in and around?
I think I'd stated it before. Cochise County, Southern Arizona, we take the brunt of it, kind of liken it to the front door. When you walk into a house, you don't stand in the front door, you walk through the front door, the floor gets dirty. We end up with some of those problems, but the destination is not here. The destination is where you're at, where throughout the country. We would do tours for sheriffs that wanted to learn where, okay, this is where the fentanyls come from, this is where the drugs are coming from, this is where the illegal immigration starts. So they would come down, and the sheriff, our sheriff there in Cochise County has a program called Borders to Backyards. And so these sheriffs would come down and they would see what's going on. And I had a sheriff actually from Ohio that rode with me, and we were dealing with these vehicle loads, and we pulled one over. There was 11 people stacked up in the bed of a pickup, you know, and he actually was able to see it. He went back to Ohio. 2 days later, he sends me a picture and had something very similar on the Ohio Turnpike. So it takes that realization of where it's coming from. We're so callous to it. We're so used to seeing this that it makes a bigger impact when you realize, you know, where it's going.
My time's up, Mr. Chairman, but thank you all for being here today. Thank you.